Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. Today I want to talk about how many clothes you actually need in your minimalist wardrobe. Now, of course, we are all different, so I'm not going to be able to give you one exact number that will be right for every person, but I want to give you 5 tips or 5 questions and things to think about to determine what would be the right number for your minimalist wardrobe so that you are satisfied with the clothes you have, that you have a capsule wardrobe that works for your life. I want to add something really quick here. For me, a minimalist wardrobe is supposed to make your life easier. It doesn't make sense if you want to have a lot of clothes, then of course a minimalist wardrobe might not be for you. For me, the limited amount of clothes makes my life easier, and I love to only have pieces that I wear a lot, that I really like wearing, that I like on myself, that are versatile for my lifestyle. So I wanted to give you these tips if you are interested as well in downsizing your closet, and only downsizing as long as it really makes your life easier, your choices more simple, and opens up more resources for things you'd rather do than spend time deciding on what to wear, washing your clothes, and things like that. So let's continue with the video. And the first thing I want to talk about is a very obvious and very practical one, and that is, how often do you do laundry? I live with my boyfriend and my son. We are 3 people in this apartment, and we do laundry in our apartment because we do have a washing machine, and we do laundry about, I think, every 5 days to 1 week. So that makes it obvious for me that I need at least a week's worth of clothes. But that is actually also about what I have, because I think 1 week's worth of clothes is enough for me because I'm always able to do laundry once a week. So I don't know how your laundry schedule is, if you have a washing machine in your apartment, if you live alone, if it takes a long time to fill up a whole load of laundry, because I think that's another thing to consider. I wouldn't want to do a load of laundry each day with just a few pieces just because I need them the other day. So I wait until 1 load is full and then we do laundry. Practically thinking, we always only need as many clothes as we need to get from 1 load of laundry to the next, because then we have all our clothes back, fresh and clean, and we can re-wear them. But of course, it's not always that easy. So while I would say for most people maybe a week's worth of laundry would be about right as well, there are other things to consider, and let's move on to my second point where I want to talk about these things. So my second advice or second question you can ask yourself is, how many things do you need, in the sense of how many different occasions do you have in your life where you need different kinds of clothes? Because obviously you need something to wear for each possible occasion. Now, I for myself, for example, I don't have a very chic dress or anything like that. So if a wedding would come up, I wouldn't have anything to wear and I would have to find out a solution. But the last wedding I attended was in 2015, and there's no wedding happening in the next year as far as I know. So I am happy with my choice to not have a garment that fits the occasion just because I wouldn't have worn it in the last 6 years. But you have different occasions, of course. You have work, you have your hobbies, you have your everyday life at home, you have maybe workout clothes. And so I think it's important to know that we do have at least 1 outfit for every single different occasion in our life. And if you, of course, go to work 5 times a week, then you need 5 outfits, or you don't need 5 outfits, but you need clothes to get you by for 5 days if you do laundry on the weekends or if you do laundry after 1 week. But what I want to say here is that you absolutely don't need something of everything. What I mean by that is that, for example, you don't need to own dresses as a woman. I, for example, do not own dresses because there's no occasion where I would need a dress, where it's not possible to also wear a pair of pants. And I will link you the video up here where I talk about things that I do not own in my wardrobe that are considered pretty normal when it comes to women. And I think it's totally fine. I do not own a white shirt. I do not own high heels. I do not own a belt. There are different things that I do not own, and I don't feel like I'm missing out or I need these, or I have problems because I don't have them. I think it's very important to think about what your life actually looks like. And you absolutely don't need clothes for occasions that do not come up, or different kinds of clothes that you don't enjoy wearing. My third tip is that you can, of course, also go with a pre-existing concept of a minimalist wardrobe. I think the most practical or the one that I've seen most people enjoy doing for long periods of time is the Project 333, where you have 33 pieces for 90 days and you change your wardrobe up for each new coming season. That is a capsule wardrobe project that does work, I think, for most people. 33 pieces are enough for most people, and you can change them for each season, so you will have enough options. You can change your mind if you see that something doesn't work, and you don't have to be restrictive in the sense of throwing away everything else, but you can keep everything else and store it somewhere in case you want to include it in your next capsule. Talking about different kinds of existing ways to have a minimalist wardrobe, I link you another video up here where I talk about 4 good ways to start your minimalist wardrobe, with 4 principles or rules or kinds of minimalist wardrobe that can get you started or that can work for you in the long run. Depending on what kind of person you are, I break down the pros and the cons of each method in the video I'm linking up here for you. But I think Project 333 or other already existing projects and rules for minimalist wardrobes can be a good guideline if you don't want to set yourself a number because you can't tell right now for yourself, but if you want to have a number, because for some people I think it really helps if you have a number and I don't want to go above 40 pieces, above 50 pieces. If you don't just want to see what you need, but you want to restrict yourself, to maybe challenge yourself to actually declutter and move on with a smaller wardrobe, then things like that can work for you. To just take a number that's already out there. Another thing I think we really have to think about is the climate you live in, because let's be honest, if I have a week's worth of clothes for summer, then this won't work for me during winter. I live in Germany where we have 4 seasons, so I do need different kinds of clothes for each season. Now let me give an example out of my wardrobe. I do have 3 t-shirts. That is not that much. That is really extremely minimal. If you want to see my whole minimalist wardrobe, I'll link you a video up here from last summer where I showed you every piece. A few pieces have changed since, but I will do an update to that, to my wardrobe in the next few months. But if you're interested to just get a picture, I think the number is about the same still, so you can check out this video. So I have these 3 t-shirts, but I can wear them in summer as the top layer, the only layer kind of, and I can wear them in winter under my sweaters. So that works for me. I also have 3 sweaters. It's the same in summer. I mostly don't need 3. I would go it would work with 2, but I have the 3 because I need 3 in winter. But I do have more bottoms. I have a pair of shorts, I have a pair of sweatpants, I have a pair of linen pants, I have a pair of jeans. So I have more bottoms, even though in 1 week I always only need 1 or 2 pair because I can wear them a few days and then wash them and wear them again. So I do have more bottoms just because they are not as versatile. I cannot wear them in summer and in winter. The shorts and the pair of jeans and the sweatpants are a bit too warm for summer. So I think you sometimes need more clothes than what you would need for 1 week or from one wash to the next, or for all the other things you might think about for your most minimalist number. You just need more pieces if you live in a climate that has different seasons. On the other hand, if you have heard about people having wardrobes with 50 pieces for all seasons, but you live in a climate where it's pretty much the same temperature all year round, you really don't need 50 pieces, I think, because then I think it really is possible to get by with maybe 25 because you don't need to wear that many things and you don't have different seasons with different kinds of weathers and temperatures. So I think consider the climate you live in and the changes of season, because that will help you find out if you actually need to keep the other seasons in mind or just up the number a bit because you have different seasons in general. And the 5th thing I want you to consider is, of course, your lifestyle. I've talked a bit about that before, but depending on your lifestyle, you really need a different number of pieces. My lifestyle does not require many different kinds of clothes. I do work from home for this YouTube channel, so I really don't need a specific uniform for work. I don't have hobbies like gardening or extreme sports where I would get dirty or sweat a lot. The sports I do is mostly cycling, going for walks, sometimes running a bit, and I can do that in the clothes I have and wear every single day. And since I don't have like office wear or very chic clothes, I also have clothes that are always comfortable. So I use my clothes to chill out on the couch. I use my clothes to go outside for walks. I use my clothes when I go on vacation. I can use them for working and for whatever I do. Like that, of course, I don't need as many pieces as I would need if I would do sports in like a gym every single day and sweat until my t-shirt is dripping, because then I would consider having 14 t-shirts maybe the right number instead of the 3 I have. Because keep in mind, one for each day and then one for each day for working out, because afterwards you cannot wear it anymore. And also it depends if you wear something for bed, if you have sleepwear. I sleep in my underwear, so I don't have any pajamas or anything like that. Yeah, but just your lifestyle determines how many pieces of clothes you need as well. Also, maybe if you have a small baby, and small babies tend to spit up on their parents, that is something to consider as well. When my son was very little, I definitely used to have more clothes because I needed to change them more often. And speaking of my son, I also want to say that this model, of course, also works for my boyfriend and my son. We all have about a week's worth of things. My son has a few more pants because he tends to get those dirty. My boyfriend has a few more t-shirts. We don't have the same amount of clothes. I also haven't counted my boyfriend's, my son's, or my clothes, or I did count my clothes, and I'm gonna link you the video. But when we come to counting, it's hard and it's never gonna be the same result. It really depends on how you count, so check it out. I think it's a bit funny and it illustrates how counting often doesn't work, especially if you want to compare yourself to other people. But we all have about a week's worth of clothes, and that works for us. And I know a lot of other people where it works for them as well. 2 other things I want to touch on is duplicates and shoes. Let's start with the duplicates. So some of us think that as long as we have versatile clothes, we can have less clothes. So let's never have duplicates. Let's have the most versatile pieces possible to make the most out of it, to create the most amount of outfits out of it. But I want to think about how you actually dress, because I like to dress simple. If I had a piece that can be worn in 5 different ways, most likely I would only wear it in 1 or 2 ways. So it doesn't make sense for me to have like crazy versatile pieces in the sense of that they are very fancy in how you can dress them. I also don't like very like colorful things that would make it complicated to combine them. So I think when we talk about the number of pieces we need, we also have to talk a bit about the versatility of the individual pieces. But as I just said, a lot of people suggest you don't have duplicates because you don't need them, because you should have the most variety possible. But I think if you enjoy wearing a certain kind of t-shirt, of pants, then why not have duplicates? But what I want to keep you in mind is that the only moment when duplicates really make sense is if you wear them more than once a week, or if you wear them like more than you can wear that one piece you have in between doing laundry. I hope you understand what I mean, but I think that's very important to keep in mind. Of course, it's nice to have 5 different sweaters that are very similar and you love them all, but you don't actually need it. But in this whole video, I'm talking about what you need to keep if you want to have a minimalist wardrobe. So of course, if you want to have a bigger wardrobe, do that. Then of course have a bigger wardrobe. I'm not telling you that a minimalist wardrobe is the way to go for you. I'm just talking about what you actually need to keep if you want to have a reduced amount of clothes. The other thing is shoes. For shoes, I think it's especially hard to determine how many you need, because if we take it down to what you can do, the smallest amount of shoes you need is 1 pair, because you could wear that 1 pair every single day. Now, some people suggest you don't wear a pair of shoes every single day and give it a break in between. That also, of course, depends if you are wearing it for 1 hour a day or for 10 hours a day. For me, for example, I only have 3 pairs of shoes. I have winter boots, I have some like sneakers, hiking shoes, running shoes, something that works for all of these things, and I have a pair of sandals. But I never really wear these shoes for like one complete day for like 12 hours. But I think it's totally fine that I'm wearing only one pair of shoes in one season, because I have one pair of winter boots, so I'm wearing them the whole season of winter, but I'm only wearing it for maybe 1 hour a day to go on a walk, and then it can rest on the shoe rack for the next 23 hours. But of course, if you wear your pair of shoes the whole day, maybe you need more. And with shoes especially, apart from like the season, like for me, of course, I need something for summer, for spring and autumn, and for winter, because the temperatures are so different. But maybe you also need something for an office. You need something for the kind of sport you do. You need something that is appropriate for like more chic events. It really depends on your lifestyle. And for shoes, I think it's so hard to like, yeah, limit them to a really small number. But I think you just have to like experiment maybe. And of course with shoes also, it's possible to have shoes that are more versatile, like my sneakers, because they do work for me for like everyday life, for running, for hiking. And so I can like save quite a few pairs of shoes already, but they are not the most stylish. And in the future, maybe I want to add like a sportier pair of sneakers, a chicer pair of sneakers. And so we'll see if I'm always gonna keep my 3 pairs of shoes. So maybe now you have a better understanding of how many pieces you need in your wardrobe, and I would also be really interested in knowing how many pieces you currently have, or maybe how many t-shirts you need, or how many pairs of shoes you own, and what the thoughts are behind the decision of that number. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. That would really help my channel. Also, if you want to watch more videos right now, I'll link you a video and a playlist right here that you can watch if you have time and if you want to. And I also hope to see you next time. Bye!